Let's talk about Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, or WCAG. Why should you care? Well, the biggest reason is you and your company can be fined if your website is not found to be compliant with WCAG. That doesn't happen all over the world, but there are lots of jurisdictions where it does, including the US and Europe, and fines can be up to $100,000 per violation. So that's a pretty big reason that you want to follow those guidelines. Also, the visitors to your website who need accessibility options but can't find them will leave your website. So why alienate some of your users when you could just give them what they need, which is really easy to do, as you'll see in this video, and they might become raving fans or customers in the future. Here's a fun stat. Over 96% of the world's top 1 million web pages are not accessible, according to the WCAG. The average number of detectable accessibility errors per website homepage is 50.8. That includes things like not having alt text on images, not having readable font, the contrast for the text being too low, the text being too small. And the plugin I'm going to show you in this video, which is created by Elementor, it does not require Elementor to work. You can use it on any website. This plugin is going to help you make your website more accessible. And there's a completely free version, so you might never have to upgrade to the pro versions because the free version is pretty generous, as you see in this video. We're going to check it out right now. Hi, I'm Bjorn from WPLearningLab. Let's get started. This is the page for Ally on the Elementor website. You can get to it through the link in the description down below. If you click on the Get It For Free button right here, you see that there is a free forever plan for one website and 10,000 visits a month. If you click the affiliate link to get here, I'll get a credit for it even if you sign up for the free account. The credit will be nothing at all. But then if you upgrade in the future, then I'll get a portion of whatever you upgrade to. It does not make it more expensive for you to do that. It's just an easy way to support me and my channel if you like what I'm doing here. So today we're going to focus on the free account first, and then I'll show you what the pro account adds. So to get the free, come to this website, click on Get It Free, and sign up for an Elementor account if you don't have one yet. Or Ally is also in the WordPress repository. This is the repository page right here. I'll link to it in the description down below as well. So because it's in the repository, you can just head into any WordPress dashboard, go to plugins and then add plugin, search for Ally. There it is right there. If you're installing this on a live website, you might want to back up your site first just in case something goes wrong. It's pretty rare. But if something does go wrong, it's good to have a backup. If you need help with that, there's a link in the description down below for a backup and restore tutorial on my channel. Click on Install Now when you're ready to go, and then activate. Now we have Ally installed. There is this highlighted Connect button. Click on that, and this will now allow us to connect to your Elementor account. So if you didn't create one here through the website by going to Login or clicking on Get Free to create a new account, you can do that here now in the dashboard. Click on Get Started on this page. Now we're connecting, approve and connect. If you're not logged into your Elementor account, you'll be asked to log in at this point, or if you already have Elementor Pro installed on your site, or even Elementor Free with an Elementor account, it'll automatically pre-fill everything. Let's go to Visit Website just to see what happens when you first install it. It adds a little icon on the bottom right. If we click on that, we have all these accessibility options right here. If you don't want all of these in the settings, for capabilities, you can just turn them off. Maybe you only want to have, let's see, these 6. Scroll down to see more. I prefer to turn them all on, I think. It doesn't make it any harder for you to turn them all on, but it just depends on what you want to do. On the Design tab, we can choose our icon. This is like a universal accessibility icon. This is more of a settings icon. This is a privacy icon, possibly. And this writes out in plain English, accessibility. You can also add your own icon by clicking on this button. You can change the size. I'm going to choose the big size. You can choose the corner radius. You can be square, round, or anything in between. You can change the colors to match whatever your website has going on. You can change the position. Currently it's in the bottom right. I'm going to put it in the bottom left of the screen. You can choose any one of these positions that you have here. And if these default positions aren't good enough, pick the one that's close enough to what you want. And then you can click on exact position and then choose very precisely where you want the icon to go. I'll keep it as default bottom left. You can also customize it on mobile. I'll put bottom left on mobile as well. And make sure you save changes after you've done all that. Otherwise, what you did won't be saved. Capabilities we saw already. The only thing we didn't look at was the Ally by Elementor logo, which is this little icon or text and Elementor logo down here, which you can hide if you want. This is part of the Pro version. So you can turn that on and that will hide it. Then you click on Save Changes and that'll be gone when we refresh the page on the website. It should also go away when we refresh this page in the settings. Also, the screen reader I know is a pro option, and there's a couple other pro options in here. You'll see when you install the free plugin which ones are pro, which ones are free, but the free one does a lot. So you might not even need the pro, like I said earlier. On the Analytics tab, there's not going to be much yet because we just installed it on this website. But let's just refresh this on the website and we'll go through all the different accessibility options that it has and we'll see if anything's noted in the analytics. So here's a new icon design. It floats with the website, as you can see. If I click on it to open it, there's lots of options. Still has Ally by Elementor, even though I turned it off. Maybe I turned it on. Hide the Elementor logo from the bottom of your widget menu. That's on. So for some reason, it appears to not be hiding this little piece right here. That's okay. Okay, so what options do we have? Well, we can make text bigger. Click on this. You can see the text increasing in size as I click it. You can make the line height bigger, which is the space between the lines. You'll see increasing as I click this button. You can align the text differently, left align or right align. This piece of text illustrates that a little better. Left align, right align. So is the line height. Readable font. I think my font's pretty readable, but apparently there's some kind of universal, more readable font, and this is it right here. When you click on this button, it changes to that font. And you can see you have it turned on because there's a yellow border. So someone can come in here, they can choose bigger text, bigger line height, right align, and grayscale everything. So you can have a whole bunch of different options selected for your website. And grayscale is pretty dramatic, I'd say. But people need that for accessibility. Let's turn all these ones off again so we can see just the effect of the ones we're clicking. Next one is contrast, which is basically a built-in dark mode. You click on that and everything's dark. The links up here change to yellow, which is matching the accessibility branding color that we chose. Then we have light. These links are now blue and the banner is no longer dark. So there's higher contrast, which is easier to read. And then we have high contrast. And this is back to normal. Then we have page structure. This shows us the layout of the page. So we have, let's see, welcome to the macaroon store right there, which is an H6. Then we have the best macaroons online, which is an H1. That's some good SEO right there. And this lays out all the different structures on the page, mostly headings it looks like. But you can click on any one of these and it'll zip down to that part of the page so people can read that area if they want to. The sitemap button takes us to the sitemap. I don't know exactly why this would be required for accessibility, but I guess it lists the pages and posts on the site. Easier to see everything because not everything is going to be in the menu system. So I guess that's why it's useful. And then we have the screen reader option, which when I click on it, it's going to start or turn on the ability to read the screen. So if I click on read normal, which is the first option, and I click on a piece of text
with the finest organic ingredients, ensuring a pure and natural taste in every bite. Our macaroons
it starts reading that.
Unlabeled element.
There's also read fast and read slow. And when you do have the screen reader turned on and you minimize the widget, it has a little check mark over here. So that tells you that the screen reader is on or off. And then we also have read masking, which only highlights exactly where your cursor is. So where you're reading really stands out and it follows your cursor everywhere on the website, which is pretty interesting. Then we have the ability to hide images. Click on that, image is gone. Not this background image though. So it must only be foreground images that are gone, or image tags, HTML image tags. These backgrounds would be applied by CSS. Then you can pause animations if your website has any animations. Quite often in the header, you have some animations, or even when you scroll, certain things will move. You can turn those off by clicking on this. And then outline focus is supposed to outline the element that's currently active. This is usually quite helpful for people who use keyboards to navigate elements. There we go. If I use the tab key on the keyboard, you can see this dotted outline. So it shows which element is in focus. So rather than using a mouse to click on stuff, people who use keyboards can't really tell where the focus currently is. So if I highlight this and then hit enter, it's going to actually go to the blue macaroons page. And so someone who's navigating by keyboard can much more easily do what they want on your site. Let's see if we can get to the add to cart button. There we go. Let's add that to cart and boom, blue macaroons are in our cart. So that is the outline focus, and we have highlight links as well. As you can see, the links are quite well highlighted when you push the highlight links button. And I believe they're always yellow, but the hover color changes based on what you choose for your colors. Let's see if that's true. Let's change this color to whatever this is, turquoise. And let's refresh. That's fine. Continue. Nope, I was wrong. So the highlight links is just yellow and orange, and there's no changing those as far as I can tell, unless you dive into the CSS of the plugin. I don't know why you'd want to. This seems to work just fine. There must be a reason they chose the yellow and orange. Maybe that's like the requirement according to the guidelines for WCAG. And that's everything in the plugin as far as accessibility options. We also have the option here to reset settings. So if you choose a whole bunch of these, not the sitemap one though. There we go. Want to go back to normal settings for the website, just click on reset settings. Everything's back to normal. You can also hide the widget. This is for people who wouldn't want to use the accessibility widget. So you can hide it for only the session, 24 hours, or a week. I'm going to not choose that since I'm making a video about it. I don't want it to go away. And I can't actually choose anything. Then we have the X to close the widget, and this Ally by Elementor sends you to the Elementor website and the Ally page specifically, I believe. Yeah, there we go. So let's see what we have for analytics. Since I'm logged in, there might not be anything. Let's see if there's something. Let's switch the timeline to today. There's nothing. Track widget data, feature usage. Let's turn that on. I'm just going to pause the video and click around on the widget again, just to see if that tracks actual clicks on the widget. Reloading the page, and it's still not showing anything. So I guess you have to have quite a bit of data for it to show up here, or at least more than just me one time. And the data it will show, once there is some, is widget opens, feature usage, as in which features are the people using, and most used features, which kind of seems the same as feature usage. Anyway, gives you data on what's being used on your site. So if you were to find that nobody ever uses a certain feature, you go to capabilities and turn it off, but I'd recommend just keeping it on. Because the laws and guidelines we're trying to comply with are always changing, and Elementor keeps on updating Ally to comply with those, why not just leave it on all the time? At least that's my 2 cents. The statement is an accessibility statement. This is something people can click on to view your website's accessibility statement. I'm going to click on yes, I need one, not no, I already have one. Then click on continue. I'm going to give this company a name. Let's call it WPLearningLab. But I'm going to put this website in there, the one I'm currently on. And those 3 things filled out, that's all you need. Create statement and page button needs to be clicked at the bottom. And we went ahead and linked the accessibility statement page you just created to your widget. Awesome. Here's a little display of how it looks. So if I come back out to here, refresh this page, and then reset this, we see right here the accessibility statement. If we click on that, it gives you some legalese on how we're trying to comply with the WCAG and that we're doing the best we can, which will hopefully help us avoid getting some fines. For the accessibility statement, you can also link to different pages. If you had your own, you could choose it here. If you click the pencil, you can edit the accessibility statement page. And you'll notice this page is not Elementor based, even though I have Elementor installed. That's because Ally works with every kind of website built on WordPress, not just Elementor. You can use any theme, any set of plugins, any page builders, and Ally will work with it. So they put it in a block editor page, which makes sense. You can copy the link, and you can also hide the link. You see it disappears from there. I don't know why you'd make the accessibility statement and then hide it, but maybe that's something you want to do. So if you want to check out Ally, click the link in the description down below. It's going to take you to this page. The free version allows for 10,000 visits a month and works on one website. for $5 a month at 50% off. The regular price is $9.99. You get 25,000 page views on one website. As you go up, you get more websites, more page views, and you get a few more features as well. The Plus is required to get the analytics. With the standard, you get these 4 right here. The remediation flow provides a list of identified accessibility issues along with tools and recommendations to fix them, including options for automatic corrections. That's pretty sweet, and that's coming soon. They haven't made that yet. Maybe I'll make a follow-up video once those things are created. So if you want to check out Ali, even if it's the free version, click the link in the description down below to come to this page, add it to your Elementor account, and then add it to your website. Also, make sure you click the like button and subscribe to let me know that you got value from this video, and then check out this video on the screen currently, which is about the Elementor Site Mailer app, which is also available to be used on any website, not just Elementor websites. And to make sure that WordPress emails sent from your site with login details, forgot password emails, purchase confirmations, and make sure that those don't end up in the spam folder, but are almost always delivered to the inbox. So it's a very important plugin to have. Check out that video, and I'll see you there.